Welcome back to Crusader Kings 3 and welcome back to the Empire of Ireland. Doesn't that sound good to say? In today's episode, I think we should take things a bit slower, as one of you pointed out. I do kind of rush in a bit sometimes, and that war was quite pointless in the last episode, but I think in history, many kings and emperors have had pointless wars, so we'll just jot that one down as one of Aiden's pointless wars, I think. In this episode, we need to get ourselves out of debt. As of right now, I think we're fabricating hooks and trying to abduct some characters so we can hopefully steal some gold. So let's go ahead and unpause and go ahead with that. What we can do now, though, is let's go ahead and hold court. Maybe we can get some events here that could help stabilize the bank. Sitting on my throne, I gesture for my guards to open the doors of the hall. A stream of people file in, some lining up in front of my throne, while others move out of the way so they can simply observe the proceedings. After several moments, all movement in the chamber has ceased. All faces turn towards mine expectantly. In front of me, I count 3 petitioners lined up in an orderly row, waiting for me to call on them. Let's go ahead and gesture for the first in line to approach. A haggard-looking peasant now stands in front of me. My lord, I beg you for your help. A monster prowls in the forest of Annandale, killing cattle and farmers alike. Few have seen it, but the mangled remains of its poor victims leave no doubt. It's clearly a huge wolf as bloodthirsty as few have ever been. Please send your strongest hunters and save us from its voracious jaws. So there seems to be a wolf in Annandale. Now, we can't really give him gold, can we? I shall fell the beast myself. I don't think... Oh, I do actually have decent prowess. We could go ahead and try and fight the beast myself. Maybe that would, because we're in trouble with a bank, maybe going to kill a good old wolf here. We can sell the skin. Maybe the vassals will like me a bit more, so we prevent some chaos. I think we will. Let's go ahead and fell the beast myself. Oh, munificent Emperor Aiden, I am ABDUCTION, and I have travelled far to ask you for your aid in writing a great justice. So he is a Tengri Pecheneg. I had no idea how to say that. You are a foreign ruler, okay. The man in front of me bows deeply before continuing with his well-rehearsed plea. High Chiefess Yartalek of Don Valley currently sits on my throne of Don Valley, but I am the trim rightful ruler of those lands. If you aid me and press my claim, I shall swear fealty to you and serve you loyally until the end of my days. Unfortunately, kind sir, the Bank of Ireland just isn't going to let me go to war right now. We've got some sanctions on us, and we better obey the bank before we lose their backing. Let's see. Please depart at once. I cannot risk offending. Yeah, I cannot help you, but please enjoy my hospitality. You're more than welcome to stay here as a guest, and if things ever change, maybe then I can help you out. The man who approaches my throne is clearly a commoner. My lord, he begins his speech, I represent the local community of Dublin. In the last few months, our cemeteries have been plagued with the disappearance of bodies. All had been dug up and left no trace. At first, we feared wild animals or obscure powers at work, but then your own court physician, ABDUCTION, who is my friend, by the way, was caught red-handed hauling the dead away for his experiments. Please pull a stop to this blasphemy. Now, because I am, what is this? Is this arbitrary? No, because I'm callous here, we have these two options. Why did you invite me? Or fresh living bodies makes for better test subjects. Why didn't you invite me, Usadine? Why not? Let's go with that one. Oh dear, we tried to make people like us, but then our character traits just come through. We can't help ourselves. As the last petitioner departs, various courtiers follow them out of the room, having business to attend elsewhere. Others remain talking amongst themselves about the recent proceedings. Soon the ceremonial formality of the proceedings has dropped away entirely, with the hum and bustle of normal courtly life taking its place. My business here is done. There we go, that wasn't too bad of a day at court, was it? And we've even unlocked ourselves an intrigue perk here, so we could get Schemer. Intrigue +5 and hostile scheme power +25%. Aiden lives to understand and manipulate the things that drive other people and exploit them. Let's go ahead with that. That's going to help us quite a lot. If we look at our current schemes here, this abduct scheme isn't doing so good. We really need to get some fabricated hooks and get some assistance with that. My spymaster had the priest brought forth for the revelation and judgment of a grand conspiracy. However, when the priest refused to confess, Queen Coldfled had absolutely no evidence or support for her accusations. My spymaster... The priest must be guilty of something. Ah, this is the fabricate hook thing? No, because you're not... Oh, you are a priest. No, he must be guilty of something, yeah. I believe in my spymaster and my skill. All the preparations completed, I set out with a selected group of guards to face the infamous monster that is terrorizing Anan. It doesn't take us long to find it. A clear trail of blood leads us straight to the creature's abode. I was already informed of what to expect, but when the massive wolf finally stands in front of me, I can't help but shiver. Because we are... What is this skill? I don't know. I think that's a novice hunter, right? I always forget about these. No. Okay, we don't actually have this skill, but we could gain this skill. So we could fight the beast. Or the animal is larger than I expected. I think we should face it. There is a chance we die, but look at my prowess, you know? 19 prowess. Look, this is all muscle here, what you see in front of you. Face me, you foul beast. And there we go, we managed to kill the monster. Eldom of Annandale gained monster killed for 5 years. So development growth and popular opinion is nice. We gained a lot of prestige, and now we're a novice hunter as well. Aiden definitely answers the call of both the wild and the bow. Yeah, I bet you did. No one expected that when I sit down at my exotic feasts. To be honest, they probably contributed to our debt as well. But yeah, no one expected the big king or big emperor of Eden here to be also a novice hunter. The more you know. You never know what will quite happen in Crusader Kings thing. We should probably spend this prestige on something, shouldn't we? We could enact High Crown Authority. Let's just check on that afterwards. Praise St. Bridget, Ermengarde has given birth to a perfect little daughter. Who will you become, my child, and what shall I call you? A good Anglo-Irish Ethelberg. Oh, that sounds cool. Let's go with that one. Now, are all of you children being educated? You are. Right, that's good. Do you have education focuses? Not quite yet. I'll just let my wife deal with this. Although you have pensive, so we could turn you into a steward. And then what I'm gonna do here is let's remove your guardian, and then I'm actually going to find someone who's good at stewardship. And we don't have many people. My player heir and son here. He's 16. If you can educate your sister, there we go. Let's get that going. I do like to pin my children, so let's go ahead and do this as well. So at 4 years of age, or I think 3 years of age, we learn what their education focus should be. Now with you, I'm gonna have, I could educate you. No, I can't. I'm gonna have your mother educate you. There we go. Just until you find out, or until we find out what you're good at. Right, let's go ahead and unpause. Now, with my son, dare I land him? Maybe not right now. We should probably wait until he's a bit older. We do have some prisoners here. You're not worth any gold. You're worth 8 gold. Let's go ahead and wait for that to increase. 100 gold. Okay, let's go ahead and ransom you, Hex Tilda. I know that we imprisoned you because you refused to convert. No, it wasn't conversion. It was something else my sister did. I know she's a witch. Not literally, but personality-wise. She did something, and I've completely forgotten. But I need the gold. Let's go ahead and get the gold. The gold is more useful at the moment, so it's fine. That's going to get us 100 and hopefully out of the bank. We can imprison more criminals. Do you have gold? You do, so we could ransom you afterwards as well. Resisted conversion, that's why you're a criminal. The problem is, though, if he's not going to accept imprisonment, we have to raise the men, and we simply can't afford to do that right now. So I think we would lose more gold than we would gain here. Request divorce. To the Serene Emperor Aiden of Ireland, my marriage to Captain Wolfwin is clearly not blessed by God. Will you grant me a divorce? You have children. And she hasn't done anything wrong. No, no, there's no reason for that. You have committed to her. She's given you children. She's served by your side. No, I won't let you just throw her out onto the streets. Everyone gets naked sometime. The hard part is ensuring the troop of jugglers under Peter's chambers at just the right time, and that there are enough servants around to speculate about the ensuing chaos. I suspect Peter will do anything to prevent me from stoking the flames of the following rumours. So we're going to get a hook on him. So we can just go ahead and send in the entertainers, right? Yes. Okay, let's go ahead and send in the entertainers. We do get a strong hook on Peter here. And you have gained a fabrication hook. There we go. We've gained a hook on Peter. So now what we can do... So do I already have that hook? Wow, we have a lot of hooks. Somewhere in here, I think, is Peter. What? So if we look here, there we go. We have a hook on him. So if we go ahead and use that, we can invite him to the abduction scheme, which is good. Now, what we also need to do... Well, look at that. We need to get a hook on you. So if we go ahead and fabricate a hook there, and we invite you, you're going to help us out a lot as well, actually. I realize this is actually a really good way to find out who to get a hook on. Much better than what I was doing previously. Right, so that's going to be done in 13 months, so we'll probably delay the kidnapping or the abduction scheme then, until then. My royal court is now at court grandeur level 9, so that's gone down. Unfortunately, that's fine. It will go up and down, up and down. We could lower my court amenities, but I do quite like being one of the best courts in the world. Yeah, we're fourth in the world. We need to keep our reputation up. How am I going to host exotic feasts in the future if people think my court is unimpressive? My agents tell me that Prince Braggy is planning to travel from Kinder to Moor. I've arranged for some brigands to interrupt his little journey and make sure he arrives here instead. I think, yeah, the risk is too great. Let's just delay it a little bit. We shouldn't lose any success chance or anything. We're going to try again in 13 months. Hopefully by then we'll have someone else helping us. Marshal impresses vassal. Very nice. My agents have made contact with Rakisa, a servant in my acquaintance Mayor Thomas's mansion. With the right incentive, he is willing to start some whispers about Mayor Thomas not being nearly as elegant as he seems. We can't afford the gold, though. A sympathetic ear close to him is enough. Yeah, that's fine. That's more than enough. We don't have to do anything too far there. Level of splendor increased. The Eggenack Riflin dynasty is known far and wide. We're now famous! Children are born with 700 prestige. Marrying into this dynasty gives 600 prestige. And rulers get a maximum of plus 40 long reign opinion. How many more levels do we have to go then? We have glorious. We have fabled, we have legendary. Oh my god, okay, we're not as far on as I thought. My kinswoman Gaifa has given birth to a daughter. So you're my... Who are you to me? Who are you? You're a giant, you're scaly, you're melancholic. You're a part of my dynasty. You're not a close relation to me though, are you? Okay, let's just call the daughter... Elfled? Yeah, sure. May you grow strong and wise. Elfled? Not quite sure of your importance. It's fine. 10 gold. I'm just gonna do it. She's not gaining gold very fast. The queen has finished the task. Increase control in county. Okay, that's good. How is our control looking? I think it's best, actually, we look through this menu, isn't it? So our control is all good there. It's all good here, it's all good here, it's all good there. Okay, control is looking okay across the board, actually. What I want to do while things are going, found a university. We basically need development in Cambridge. Okay, I arrived back at my castle after a long, lonely walk. Another year passed, another year older. I was born this day 38 years ago. Oh, I'm already 38. The older I get, the more I cherish the relationships I've cultivated over the years, so it saddens me that I've not heard from my wife, Ermengarde, or any of my friends today. I trudge along to my chambers, loneliness impeding my lazy feet when I hear a clang and hushed whispers from down the hallway. What could this be at this hour? What a surprise! All my nearest and dearest friends have come together to wish me well as I begin this next year of life. There is even an entire table laden with entremets, my favourite. Here I was thinking that everyone had forgotten about me. I'll be honest, I think people are too terrified to forget about my birthday. I cannot believe that Ermengarde went to all the trouble of arranging this in secret. I had not a clue such a thoughtful surprise was being planned at all. My friend Freya approaches me, struggling to carry 3 beautifully wrapped packages. Ever the trickster, she says. Our 3 gifts here for the choosing. One shall be yours, but which shall it be? Now, because I'm gluttonous, I think I'll take the biggest one. Hopefully it's a nice big pie. We've become the owner of a potsherd. Ah. Okay. Apparently it originates from the holy site of Vaticano. Interesting. Wait, no longer a scheme. Ah, he's no longer part of my abduction scheme. He's not even got any land or anything. Oh, that's not good. The abduction is still looking fine, though. Wait, what's happening here? By the time we abduct him, he's not gonna have any money. Maybe we should capture the King of Germany or something. He's got gold. Look at that, 3,000 gold. As the renown of my dynasty grows, familiarity with the glorious egg-necked rifle and sigil spreads too. My family's emblem is now common knowledge, listed among the great royal families of the region and the highest nobility of the Anglo-Irish. So we get a new banister. Prestige plus 0.4 a month, plus 0.1 renown, plus 10 vassal limit, and plus 3 court grandeur. As it should be. Let's go ahead and check that we have this banner on display, of course. There we go. I always forget which one it is. Oh, it's this one, I think, right? Yes, it's this one. We still have this banner as well. That's fine. Right. Things are looking better. We're still very much in debt, though. We haven't managed to fix this problem yet, sadly. Let's just go ahead and zoom in here. I think there's a lot of civil war breaking out across our empire, sadly. Luckily, things seem nice and stable over in Ireland, though, at least. So we don't have to worry about that too much. My children are almost 6 as well. The weakness that has plagued my daughter since her birth has finally released its hold on her. Relief washes over me as I see Gaifa running around with all the other children. Ah, there we go. She's no longer sickly. And in fact, she's rowdy, martial, and intrigue. Do you know what, daughter? I'm going to raise you to be intrigued. And what I'm going to do here, I might educate you myself. Yes, I'm going to raise you well, my child. May you grow strong. Oh, well, I'm going to teach you many good things as you grow older. My spy master had the priest brought forth for the revelation and judgment of a grand conspiracy. However, when the priest refuses to confess, Queen Coldfled had absolutely no evidence or support for her accusations. He must be guilty of something. Yeah, he must be. I'm going to keep on going with that one. Sadly, it doesn't seem the wise decision. Now, I might go ahead and land my son around here somewhere. We'll have to see. First, I need a new marshal. Look at that, 24. Okay, so the Queen of Scotland doesn't have a place on my council, and she has OK Marshal. So let's go ahead and assign her. That should keep Scotland in line at the very least. Now, what I forgot to do earlier as well is pass High Crown Authority. So at the moment, rulers can change between available partition succession laws, titles can be revoked, vassals can be retracted, and clan government vassals will provide at least 5% of levies and 2% of income. If we go up to High Crown Authority, direct vassal opinion minus 10, plus 10% vassal levy contribution, plus 10% feudal vassal tax contribution. That's going to be a nice one. Rulers can change between all available succession laws. Vassals cannot wage war against other vassals unless they use a hook on their liege. Vassal titles cannot be inherited by characters outside the realm. That's a good one. All vassals who refuse title revocation or vassal retraction are considered criminals. And then the clan governments is slightly buffed as well. Let's go ahead and pass High Crown Authority. There we go. And then we just need absolute crown authority. So am I able to designate an heir yet? No, because we need absolute. Okay, and we can't change this. Why can't we change this? Is it just because people don't agree with it? Yeah, it appears so. Ideally, I want to move down to, like, primogeniture. Primogeniture? I can't say that. And stuff like this. Ermengarde is pregnant once again. There we go. It looks like my wife and I are very fertile. Son learns a language. He's learned the Doyle Volga language through observation. Very nice. My daughter has also learned that too. From my wife, I believe. Overtaxation causes banditry. That's in Lothian. And we've also lost an alliance. Oh, my friend has died. Okay, that's not good. We're going to get some stress for that. Where is Lothian? I don't think that's under our control, so we don't actually have to worry about that right now. A perfect opportunity has presented itself. Bragi will be travelling from the castle to the nearby town with nary any guards. He must think himself safe. Okay, I think this is the perfect time to strike. Let's go ahead and try and abduct him. How could this happen? My agents were waiting and waiting at the correct time and place, but Bragi never appeared. He must have gotten wind that something was going on, but at least he will never know while I was involved. Really? Come on, guys. He doesn't even have much gold. And is he even a vassal anymore? He's not. I will find some other way of dealing with him. Yeah, I don't think this is worth our time anymore. Same with this fabricate hook. There's no point doing this then. What we should do is target someone a little bit wealthier, like the King of Germany. Of course, we have a grudge against him. Or in fact, the Queen of Germany, I should say. Let's go ahead and try and abduct her. Ah, we can't abduct her. Okay, but what about your husband, the king? We should be able to abduct him. So let's go ahead and do that. And then what we're going to do with this is let's go into invite. And there we go. We can try and fabricate hook on the spy master. If we go ahead and do that, that should be rather useful to us. Is my spy master on support schemes? They are. Okay. It's just it's going to be quite challenging to get that done, I see. Wolfrun has been devastated ever since her husband Senchan died. She comes to visit me one evening. I feel so lonely, she says, looking at me longingly. I remind myself that Senchan was my good friend. You've been so comforting, she says, biting her lips suggestively. Senchan was my friend. I just want to feel something, she whispers, loosening the fastenings on the front of her dress. Senchan was my friend. ... I mean, he was my friend. Does his own thing and has little regard for others. I'm both heartless and cold-blooded, indifferent to most. Frowns at moderation, he wants it all. Although he was my friend, it does say I do my own thing, I have little regard to others, and Senchan is dead, so I don't think he's gonna mind too much. I'm sure that Senchan... Oh, but we're callous. So that doesn't actually fit because we're callous. I guess even though we're indifferent to most doesn't mean everyone. And actually I did value that friendship. Pull yourself together, Wolfram. We gain some piety. She loses opinion of me, but hopefully she can see the light and maybe even find someone else or go through her grief. To the cold-hearted Emperor Aidan, I have studied the Anglic language for many moons. I personally penned this missive using the Anglic script. A letter of friendship from a speaker of Lechitic. I wish for our future diplomatic dealings to benefit us greatly. The vassal in the kingdom of Great Moravia. Her vain attempt at gaining glory is laughable. Let's mock the child. Oh dear. We're not a very nice emperor, are we? It's fine. We're an emperor. We can do what we want. Well, except we don't have gold to do whatever we want. But we're working on that. You and Queen Pravamila bonded over good ale, beer, wine, and spirits. So the Queen of Scotland is now my friend. There we go. I'm drinking alone in the tavern when I suddenly see my friend Queen Pravamila sit down across from me. I quickly make my way over, and we spend the rest of the night drinking together. She really knows how to have a good time. Drink up, my friend, so we lose some stress and she becomes my friend. There we go. Let's get drunk together. I can't host any feasts, but we can definitely visit a bar or two. My antiquarian Buffield approaches me holding my egg-necked rifle and sword in her hands. My liege, while I was cleaning the armory, I noticed that this here weapon has rusted away to almost nothing. What should we do with it? Now, I have a... Yeah, we don't need a sword. We have a spear. Oh, we should repair some of this. We can't afford it, though. I'd look the weapon over. While no amount of reforging could ever make it battle-worthy again, it would be possible to clean it up and preserve it for display at only a marginal cost. It's too expensive. We just can't simply afford it right now. An overheard whisper and a sharp glare are the final pieces that make the puzzle fall into place. My kinswoman Leofwyn is more well versed in the art of intrigue than she would have everyone believe. To know there was a woman like that at court makes me rather nervous. However, I might learn a lot if I can get her to trust me. Oh, she really is a woman of intrigue, isn't she? An intricate web weaver at that. I'll convince her that we are cut from the same cloth. Yes, I think having friends of intrigue could be very valuable. It takes many days, but at long last I coincidentally stumble upon Leofwyn while she is alone. Lady Leofwyn, I have been meaning to... If you walked into a room to find your spouse yelling at a young page for dropping a plate, what would you do? Is she testing me? Maybe this is my opportunity to convince her that we have a lot in common. Yelling at a young page for dropping a plate. The page would be punished, of course. Yeah. Yeah. How dare he drop plates that belong to royalty and the emperor? She pauses, grimacing as if she is tasting something sour before continuing. In the middle of a march to battle, just as you are setting up camp, an officer approaches you to ask what should be done with a spy that has been caught. Make an example of the spy, of course. I mean, I would torture information out of him first if it was up to me, but I don't think... Yeah. Make an example of the spy. Or make sure he's treated... No, I wouldn't treat a spy well. No, we'd make an example of him. Probably have many nights torturing him. She nods to herself before painting the next scenario. You make a decision. Say that all taxes in a county will be raised, and it comes to your attention that one of your vassals openly questions that decision. How do you react? Well, we've seen how I react when people don't want to pay taxes. We all have a... No, the whole court would hear... Well, I would confront them loudly, yes, with my armies. I would force them into line. She frowns and takes a step back. I would appreciate it if you did not approach me regarding this again. Before I have time to respond, she has already started moving down the hallway, every step cloaking her further in shadow. We get hostile scheme power, but sadly we don't gain a friend there. Betrothed can marry. My player Aaron's son can now marry his wife, so let's go ahead and marry them off. To the impressive Aiden, I gladly accept your marriage proposal. Your son and heir Wolfmare and my daughter Eifne will be joined in holy matrimony. May Saint Bridget blessed their union. Excellent, right. What I might do with that now, son, is once you have a child, I might actually gift you some land. And you're going to have to learn how to rule because, well, the only way to learn is by doing it yourself, I feel. The existence of my plot to fabricate a hook on Duke Failcove have been discovered. That's not fun. And the abduction has also been discovered. There's no point going ahead with this, right? Can we still manage it somehow? I don't think so. We can't get a hook on him. I think at this point it's better to just abandon scheme. Can we try and abduct the queen again at least? Yeah, not right now. Okay, in that case then, what about Sweden? Do you have money? You don't have money. What's wrong with you? West Francia is kind of close. They have a lot of men. But they have a lot of money. He's looking a bit old though. Good old King Louis here. What about the King of Brittany? You have a little bit of money. Might be easier to get a good old kidnapping in here. I think I'm going to try the King of Britain. It's the same chance and less God. You know, I'm going to risk the wrath of West Francia. Let's go ahead and abduct the King of West Francia. We are a man of intrigue, so we got to try to capture people who have money. His spy master is here. Let's go ahead and try and fabricate a hook on him. And then maybe we can get him involved in the abduction. That would be useful. Hopefully this time it actually happens. We're not doing a good job of earning money so far, are we? How's Control doing? Control is all good. Wait, what's happened with my Anglo-Orthodoxy? No. What's happened down here? You're Anglo-Irish. No, you're Irish Orthodox. Why are you allowing your vassals to... Maybe it was already like this. I'm going to have to convert faith in county. We can't be having that. We must be Irish Orthodox. We must be united. Praise St. Bridget! Ermengarde has given birth to a perfect little daughter. Who will you become, my child, and what shall I call you? Caitlin. There we go. I think that's a fair name, isn't it? May you go strong and wise, my daughter. What I'm also going to do... Wow, we have quite a few children now, don't we? What I'm also going to do is... let's go ahead and educate you. Who are you? You're my... Oh, yeah, you're my son. Is my wife not available? Let's have... your mother can educate you. There you go. That should be more than adequate. So you're learning... No, you're learning intrigue. That's fine. Am I your ward? I am. And you're learning stewardship. That's all good. All babies cry, but with little Caitlin there is no end to the tears. I desperately want the midwife to ease my worries, but a furrowed brow makes everything worse. The little lady is not gaining weight as she should. We should take good care of her, my lord, but in the end, her life is in God's hand. Oh dear, another child is sickly. Is my wife seeing someone else? There's no way my glorious genes here are creating sickly children. There's no way in that. Maybe my wife is seeing someone else. Because, of course, it can't be me. A long evening of state business with Empress Ermengarde has slowly degenerated into both of us being deep in our cups, slurring, swapping saucy stories. I've just finished my retelling of a tale involving a bandit's well-loved tree stump when I see an untoward gleam in my companion's eye. Thoughts of a black male race unbidden to my mind. Perhaps Empress Ermengarde is actually a little keener on this subject than she knows. I know a few other stories like that. Ermengarde's a deviant. Discovers a new hobby. Am I a deviant? I don't know. My secrets should be like here or something, right? Your secrets. It just looks like a bunch of murder. I don't think I'm a deviant, but I've turned my wife into a deviant nonetheless. I'm heading for my chambers to enjoy some blessed sleep when I hear a faint rustle from a window. Just the wind, I think, until the wind starts to speak. Ermengarde, open up, my Morse. It is I, Ferdinand. I push the shutters open, and lo and behold, a man has climbed up to Empress Ermengarde's window. It is my vassal, old Ferdinand. Are you trying to sleep? Have you been sleeping with my wife? Have you been sleeping with my wife? Oh. Maybe that's where the sickly children are coming from. The serving staff of a court is often conveniently overlooked as they overhear conversations, clean up, move unnoticed through the hallways. This is also the case at my acquaintance King Louis's court, which presents an opportunity. Now, because we're a schemer, some will be convinced to let information slip to my agents. Yes, there we go. Becoming a schemer was actually very useful, so that's going to increase the success chance there. Something's happening in my court. Ah, a child is here. My son. What's that? Who did his hair? I find my son Regan sitting on the floor surrounded by spilled paint and pieces of canvas for the third time this month. My courtiers whisper about him being an artistic genius in the making, but the servants complain about the scrubbing the floors free of paint in the wake of inspirations. No, his genius will be nurtured. He is an emperor's son. Your job is to clean floors. You should clean floors, and he is free to do as he please. My spy master has come to me with grave news where we do not yet know someone is plotting to kill me. We must stop this. Spy master, I need you on disrupt schemes. I don't want to be murdered. Oh dear, the murderer is being murdered at the moment. Right, I think I might land my son. If we keep him in Dublin at least. Oh no, that belongs to someone else. Maybe we could give him Athlone? Can I actually gift it to him though? The best way to do this is go grant titles, right? I can't give him Athlone because he doesn't stand to inherit it. I can't give him any land because he just doesn't stand to inherit it. Yeah. Okay, son, my apologies for that. Succession must be looking... Oh, look at you, you're lucky. You're getting the most. I guess my son would get Dublin at least. There's always that. But yeah, we really need to find out who's trying to murder me here. We do have a new intrigue perk. What should we go down now? I don't think we need Seducer. Yeah, and this is like fertility. I don't think there's anything. Your lovers are less likely to join murder schemes. My wife's my soulmate. She wouldn't join a murder scheme against me. Yeah, I don't think we need Seduce. I might go down the torturer tree instead. When you torture someone. Yeah. Let's go down the torturer tree. That could be useful. What we could also do, though, is after we do this, maybe get golden obligations just so we can demand payment for hooks. Because I still think that very much fits within intrigue. So we can fabricate hooks and get gold that way. So let's go ahead and get Dreadful. We'll get some dread gain. And then what I'm also going to do, I'm going to swap over to Wealth Focus just for the time being. So we can get golden obligations. And then that way we can use intrigue to get some money. We can ransom a prisoner. It's only 10 gold. I'll do it, it's fine. Greetings, my sensible liege. I've arrived in Dublin to pay homage to you, glorious emperor, as a show of my loyalty. I hope my pledge of submission alone is evidence of my honour. Let's go ahead and showing King Crudmel in at once. You are the King of Wales. Welcome. He hates me. He hates me. But he is terrified of me, so that's fine. We're keeping them in line. I wait patiently on my throne for the arrival of King Crudmel, who is soon announced and ushered before me. He kneels in deference, offering nothing but his oath to faithfully serve as a vassal of the Empire. At last I bid the king arise, confirming my satisfaction, and Crundmel's rights to the lands he rules in my stead. Serve me well, King Crundmel. You could have brought me some gold at least, though. You know how the Bank of Ireland is struggling, and all you do is bring me words. Wow. These vassals, absolutely despicable, honestly. Please, King Crundmel mules. This insane grudge has got to stop. I am scared to go anywhere, and I jump at the merest mentioning of Ivering. Who's Ivering? My cousin is clearly shaken. I am torn between the risks posed to my family and the need to teach King Ulf a lesson. Oh, these guys. Oh yeah, we have a rivalry. So what's this? No, we must finish what we start. So we continue the feud. So this guy, his stress is broken. Or, it's time that this was done with. King Ulf becomes my rival, your house for 20... Your feud will end. But I gain stress because I'm arbitrary. No, we must finish what we started. You know what I wonder? I don't think we can trial him to a combat, right? Oh, I don't think we want to do that. He has that Scandinavian DNA in him. Travelling through the woods, my retinue was accosted by bandits. They were not after my gold. Not surprising. But attacked outright. Sooner, Then I could order my men to kill them where they stood. The fighting was fiercer than expected, and what was worse, the thugs were clearly targeting me. Good thing none of them were left standing in the end, for their single-minded attack almost got the better of me. Wow, well, someone just tried to murder me. This was undoubtedly the work of that Barsh Bampert Duke Gospatrick, my cousin. Oh, I will make him regret this. Oh, I will indeed. Attempted to murder me. Oh, cousin, you're in trouble. Why can't I imprison you? Come on. I need to imprison him, but we just can't afford it. We will eventually when the bank allows us. The simplest solution is often the best. Why worry with all this intrigue and manipulation when I can simply coerce Duke Alphonse into doing my bidding? A few strong men and ominously worded letters should do it, really. Scribe, we have letters to compose. Why not? Sure, we're trying to scare him. Hook, fabricate, threaten, you get a weak hook. Oh, nice. Okay. So we've got that. So now can I invite you to this? Is that going to be enough? No. Because it's only a weak hook. Okay, I'm going to have to try and fabricate a hook on your wife. I guess. We're not doing very good at this kidnapping thing, are we? Not at all. How many men do you have? You only have 800 men. Oh, but you're allied with... Is that... Oh, no, okay. You're allied to Moray. They would join, maybe, but they are currently in a war. What we could also do instead... We could try and kidnap him instead. It's a problematic thing, isn't it? I mean, if we're going for gold, for the fabricate, demand payment for hooks anyway, maybe we just abandon this whole kidnap. It's not working. I mean, look at the success chance. Yeah. Do you know what? Let's abandon this. What I'm going to do instead, then. What I'm going to do instead... is we're going to try and imprison you, but because we can't afford an army right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to abduct you. I'm going to try and invite your spy master. Let's go ahead and put my wife on... my spy master, sorry. Let's go ahead and put you on support schemes. That's fine as well. And then what we're going to do after is we're just going to mass fabricate hooks on vassals or whatnot. And we're just going to demand payment. That's how we're going to get our gold. There we go. Graceful agent. We increase our stewardship by 1. So our stewardship has gone up a little bit, which is nice to see. Now I could put my wife on manage domain, but I think we're going to keep her on intrigue. It's fine. And look at this. Our gold is slowly increasing as well. We're at +4 a month. Oh, what happened there? Why are we at -6 suddenly? Ended your scheme to sway the queen. Okay. We need a new court physician. My new bishop doesn't like me. Okay, we're going to have to sway you now. Weren't you my friend, my court physician? Has someone stripped him of his title? That might have happened. We need to replace you. Let's go ahead and make my son my court physician. That should be more than fine there. That should be more than good. Right. Oh, this debt is crippling. We've lost all of the money income from our temples now. So that's a little bit problematic there. We have an empty council position as well. My spy master seems to have left my court. It seems like the queen of somewhere was replaced. Okay, you're my vassal and knight. You're going to be my new spy master. Don't try anything. I'm going to sway you after I sway my archbishop. Because he doesn't actually like me too much right now, does he? Which is problematic. Duchess Gunfard gained 20 opinion of us. That's nice. Duke Gospatrix Marshal Ronan is a reckless man, and as I find myself in his company, I am at first wary. However, I soon realize that he is not as averse to my company as I first thought. Please, my friend, tell me about yourself. Yeah. Let's try and get close to him, and maybe that will help us with the abduction and whatnot. Sounds like a good plan. And once I have my cousin who tried to murder me in my dungeon, there's going to be unlimited torture going on. To the sensible Emperor Aidan of Ireland, my marriage to Captain Wolf... No, we've declined you twice already. Stop asking. Otherwise, I'm gonna castrate you and then you can't marry. No, well, we won't do that. Maybe we will. Who knows? Neighbouring ruler has won a war. That's all looking good. I think there's not really too much we can do now. We're just focusing on intrigue, really, and trying to recover. But we can't recover this because... yeah, we're just not getting... we're not getting any of our gold from our temples and our churches and stuff. So we're actually losing gold again now. What we could do maybe is disband some men-at-arms. But I mean, they're not really costing us that much when they're not raised. What's probably costing us more is this. Like, yeah, we're paying 16.6 a month. What if we just moved everything down a tier? Oh, it takes us all the way down here, though. Does gain us 4 gold, but... yeah, let's not bother with that. It'll be fine. We'll recover. It's all good. I think things will work themselves out. They always do. And the Bank of Ireland will love me once more once we pull ourselves back into an age of prosperity. My agents tell me that Duke Gospatrick is planning to travel from Buchan to the West Riding. I've arranged some brigands to interrupt his little journey and make sure he arrives here instead. Let's just wait a little bit on that one, just because we're currently working on getting his spy master involved. Here, look, that's going to take 3 months, so let's just wait on that one, guys. Let's not get ahead of the plan here. Sitting by Queen Pravamila's side, talking about hunting, catching her eyes upon me as I smile. Suddenly, the tension is palpable, and going by her blush, I am not the only one feeling this. Ooh. The Queen of Scotland is wanting a moment with us. Well, I am gluttonous, and I do want it all. Wait. I need to double check something. Oh, my wife isn't my soulmate. I thought we were. Okay, if we're not soulmates, then I don't feel guilty for this. I will make this moment last for as long as I can. It's fine. The Queen of Scotland isn't going to bear child. She's past that time. No one will have to know about the fun between the Emperor of Ireland and the Queen of Scotland. If anything, it keeps her closer, and if any rebellions happen, we should be able to... we'll be safe. Echo, the spy master of my cousin Duke Gospatrick, is a complicated man. I need to understand him as well as possible if I am to convince people to take my side in any upcoming arguments. I will soon uncover the truth of him. People describe Echo as both implacable and loathsome, which tells me more about their relationship to him than anything else. Also, a curious number of people mention how often he postures and talks about the rumours at court. I'm sure this information will be useful. Thank you very much. Hopefully, it will be. We're just another couple months and we can do this. Oh, what's this? To the impressive Emperor Aidan of Ireland. You and I should be friends, not foes. Please accept this gift in exchange for your signature on a treaty of mutual goodwill. Who are you? County of Helgam. Where even is that? All the way over here? Oh, I have no interest in this. You're not powerful. I don't care. Oh, he pays me 110 gold, though? You know what? On second thoughts, I think a truce is very valuable for the both of us, and I look forward to this new prosperous relationship that we're forming. I have started a series of vicious rumours against Erku. None of them are true, and someone should decry them as obvious lies they are. What better way for that someone to have Erku in their debt? I must stand up to this injustice. Yes. And we get a strong loyalty hook on Erku, which is good. So now, if we go over to our abduction scheme, let's go ahead and invite him. There we go. Suddenly, this abduction is looking much better, isn't it? Right now, what we should do is... Oh, we can ransom. What we should do is fabricate some hooks. Do any of my vassals already hate me? Well, I should be meaning. What about... Yeah, you already hate me. You have a bit of money. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to fabricate a hook on you. She hates me in a way, so bribing her for some gold is fine. Yeah, it is what it is. Right, we're in debt. That's not good. The Eldom of Norfolk. How's our control in these places doing? We could increase control in Norwich, so let's just go ahead and do that. Let's just keep things in, keep on top of things there. Okay, you endorse me now, which is good. So that's gonna... Oh, only 1.5 out of possible 11. Okay, let's keep increasing that then. Greetings, my liege. I hereby invite you to a feast at my court in Limerick. It will be a grand affair worthy of your honourable presence. Oh, finally! Someone has hosted a feast. Ever since I stopped the exotic feasts, I have been starving. It will be my pleasure. You, Duke Megistos of Munster, you're going in my good book. Every guest is gathered in the great hall, and our gracious host, Duke Megistos, has welcomed us all to the feast. I look forward to this. Oh, indeed I do. It's been a while since we've had a good meal, isn't it? What started as an ordinary feast became an exceptional one, thanks to the presence of Duke Megistos. We spoke all evening about all manner of subjects, and as things would have it, we seem to have a lot in common. I had such a good time with him. What a good evening. He gained some opinion of us, and we grew closer to forming a friendship. Now that's a man. He knows that the way to my heart is a plate of food. As one plate of food is replaced by the next, my acquaintance, Herr Riffios, goes on and on about lawmaking. Oh, that's boring. And that was how we salvaged that mess. Are you sure I am not boring you, my lord? Now, because we are callous, I'm going to pick this. You making a fool of yourself could never bore me. Oh, I'm such a, yeah. I don't know what the word is. What a feast. I will remember the day spent in Duke Megistos' halls for a long time to come. Now it is time to wash off the traces of merriment and wine, and once more resume my duties as a lord of the realm. Farewell, my chancellor. We lose 60 stress because we're gluttonous, and our vassal there gains some opinion of us as well. What a good time. I have missed going on these feasts and whatnot. There we go. Control's been increased. Prisoners released. A lot going on there. My wife is pregnant again. There we go. Maybe she joined me in the Queen of Scotland for some fun. My vassal, Queen Ethne, is a complicated woman. I need to understand her as well as possible if I am to convince people to take my side in any upcoming arguments. I will soon uncover the truth of her. People describe Queen Ethne as both serene and beguiling, which tells me more about their relationship to her than anything else. Also, a curious number of people mention how often she narrows her eyes in consideration and talks about her favourite daughter. I'm sure this information will be useful. Maybe we could try and get on the good side of her favourite daughter. Maybe there's some leeway we could take advantage of there. Oh dear. The existence of my plot to abduct Duke Gospatrick has been discovered. While my involvement is not yet known, this will make it a lot more difficult to bring my plans to fruition. Curses! Of course they would discover it. Also, we're losing levies like no tomorrow. There was a commotion among the children today. Elf Swift was attempting to preach among her fellow youngsters and became the target of a small fight. Regan intervened and did what he could to protect her. Never back down from a challenge, Regan. So my son is brave. There we go. Look at that. That's the way you want to be. Good on you, son. What's going on here? Have I already picked your education? Yeah, you're intrigue. That's good. You are curious, so diplomacy and learning is good for you. I think I'm going to put you on learning. Now what we're going to do here is find you someone who's suitable. Like my son. There we go. Yes, your older brother can educate you. I wonder, when I revoke, does my wife hate me for that? It doesn't seem so. Okay, so you can freely change guardians, it seems, without any repercussions. What's going on down here? There's fire in England. As my scheme moves closer to fruition, swift communication is key. I have an especially clever pigeon which Urku could use to send an urgent message to me here in Dublin if the need arises. But how would I get the bird into the castle of Banff? I could send the gift myself. He does hate me though. We'll send it myself. Why not? Ooh, we've discovered coinage. What does that do? Let's go ahead and look at that. So coinage unlocks the coinage rights feudal contract and plus 10% development growth. Very nice. I thought we were researching this though. I think we just naturally, we were exposed to this, right? Yeah, it seems like that's happened. That's okay though. Plus 10% development growth should help income in the long term. Queen Eifny's half-brother Wolfgeet has been unusually forthcoming. Even knowing that I might not have entirely pure intentions for Eifny, he is more than willing to answer my questions. Oh. Does she have any particular weak spots I could not... how would one go about getting closer to her? Yeah, let's try this one. So just so he doesn't suspect any ill-doing here, that should be absolutely fine. Now, how long do we have left on these? I think we're still going to try and go ahead with the abduction, even though it's only 66%. When the time comes, my agents will need a safe escape route out of Duke Gospatric's castle, should anything go wrong. A detailed map of the local taiga with all its hidden paths and caves would be an invaluable resource. Now, because I'm a novice hunter, I can explore the taiga myself, so let's go ahead and do that. That will save us a lot of gold instead of hiring a map maker. Perfect opportunity has presented itself. Duke Gospatric will be travelling from the castle to the nearby town. With nary any guards, he must think himself safe. The perfect time to strike. Right, let's try it. We're gonna capture my cousin who tried to murder me. And there we go. Before Duke Gospatric even knew what was happening, my agents had him. He is finally in my hands. I hope he likes his new quarters. So do I. Right. Now we can... the Queen of Scotland's good with me. What about the King of Wales? Let's go ahead and fabricate a hook on you. No, not this. You don't have much gold for it, do you? Let's go ahead and fabricate a hook. There we go. That's all looking fine. Right. We need to go ahead and check on our new resident in house arrest. No. To the dungeon with you. Can I revoke your titles? You're not my vassal. Okay, that's fine. What I can do, though, is torture you. Might discover a secret. We lose piety, but who cares? We lose stress as well. Let's go ahead and torture our cousin who tried to murder me. We're going to show him the mistakes of his ways. Why complicate matters? There is nothing like the good old rack. When the jailer haws Duke Gospatric into the room, his eyes are immediately drawn to the big wooden frame. Please, no, please. I will tell you anything you want to know. I am the one behind Benmo Elman's murder. Ah. Guess what? I'm behind murders myself. The difference between me and you is you're in a dungeon about to be tortured and I'm not. I'm not done with you quite yet, cousin. To make my matriarch Fiapano more susceptible to my attempts at approach, now I can include a compliment in my next missive to her court. Sure, her relentless courage, why not? Sadly, though, I think that's all we have time for today. Oh, what's this? Greetings, cousin. I know... Yeah. Will people really care that you're exposed... that people already know I'm a murderer? And you're a murderer. It's just one murderer calling out another murderer. Who cares? Who cares? My cousin Duke Gospatric has brought forth undeniable evidence of my role in the death of Duke Ceolwulf of Kent. By the blood, it is best I watch my back and prepare my defences. There are many out there who thirst for vengeance. I had my reasons. It's fine. Who cares? Sadly, that's all we have time for today. That was quite an interesting episode. No battles or anything. We did a lot of intrigue. A lot of it failed, but we captured my cousin, and now we're going to torture him, which should be fun. In the next episode, hopefully, we can start demanding payment for hooks, and we can recover our financial situation. But that's it for today. I'll be back tomorrow with the next one. Thank you for watching, as always, guys, and I'll see you next time.